stream on, I don't know,
Hello!
YouTube Live.
Welcome to Tales of Yoranta. No longer the Wailing Seas. I need to update literally everything about the stream. But hey, we're level 14. This is episode 80, and it is March 14th, so happy Pi Day. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so it's Pi Day. Hello. We're here. We're real tired. Everybody's very like mellow.
They're
But
American, Lucy. They do the numbers backwards. It works out that way.
Hey, the British mathematicians I know celebrate
Oh.
Pi Day too.
Only because we're forced to.
it's
Due
a
to the...
I don't know any British mathematicians.
There
I'd
isn't
say
a there
one.
isn't a 14th month. So
No. No.
Anyway,
Well,
we're
we
here.
could change that.
We're here. We're apparently
brain-
arguing about dates because we're an international group.
My brain thought food pie, and I was like, okay, why is there a celebration about pie? I
Well,
mean,
you
that's a good
can
celebration because pie is
Make
good.
pie on Pi Day, but it's a celebration of pi the number. So it's like a pun. It's a pie pun.
indeed.
Anyway,
Fair enough.
I have no announcements. I am alive. I've survived 2 weeks at Cubicle 7 full time. I'm exhausted. um, Yeehaw, 40-hour work weeks. This is I'm more of a work 16 hours one day, work 4 the next kind of person. Now I'm like 8 solid a day, maybe a little more, and I'm like, oh, what is this? I know. Owen is just staring at me like I've lost my mind. Because that's what he does all the time. But it's new for me, alright?
It's an adjustment, right? Everyone works their own way. Like that was me honestly thinking about the session and revising prep in my head whilst I listened. That wasn't a
Ah, loser.
okay.
Welcome to real life. You can't handle it.
you can't handle the hours. I mean, I don't. You scare me with the hours you work. So
I scare me with the hours I work, but my boss has threatened me that if I don't take lunch breaks and actually only work 8 a day, he's gonna come after me from Ireland, so.
also legally required.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, it gets weird because I'm a contractor, sort of. But
it's true.
they're in Ireland and I'm in the US. Anyway.
I think you're still entitled.
I don't
Over 6
know.
hours, you're entitled to a break.
I just take them when I need them. Honestly. But yeah.
Yeah, me too. Because I typically break for 7 hours and work for 2, but the
Okay.
job is very lax.
We're here. We're in
So-
10 gates. Anybody want to recap this?
Yeah. What happened last time?
The wrong book.
We're sailing towards 10 gates. So called because it has 10 gates. On the way, we hit a storm, which is apparently caused by a cool dragon or something. I don't know. Anyway, we survived the storm and the ship got through. Cut the 10 gates. As we walk through, one of the gates reacts to Soren. It's time magic wise. Something weird happens. We visit the Zarian guides station in town, and yes, the Zarai are Gith Zarai. We probably should have seen that coming, but I don't know. Just caught us off guard. So we're gonna be going on a journey. I think we have like 2 days. I actually didn't write it down.
It is
But
2 days from now.
In 2 days, I think we'll leave. Heading west into the mountains to find the house of whatever.
The Ordered House.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds right.
House of the Rising Sun.
Mm-hmm.
In New Orleans.
Vigil visits a temple. Enzo looks for crime. Soren finds Sakurada, who's a tiefling wizard, diviner, and they theorize about the gates in the city. And sort of all of us get together and we figure out that the 10 gates are 10 different schools of magic. Wait, you say, aren't there 8 schools of magic in the 5th edition of the most popular role-playing game? Yes. Owen invented 2, and one is chronomancy and the other is a mystery. We have no idea what it is. That's the recap.
Oh, and the spire in the middle of town is some sort of
Oh yeah,
thing that links to all of them.
totally. It fires a halo laser, 100%.
Also, there's a city on the other side of the world called 8 Rings that mimics the structure of this one, built within a generation of this one. which is fun because it's only got 8 gates rather than 10. So we're like, what happened to the other two
Right.
schools of magic?
It would be very interesting if we knew which one was earlier, but it's probably very hard to figure that out when we're talking about a difference of 20 years, 2,000 years ago.
I did take rubbings of the gates in 8 Rings. I got yelled at for it, but I took rubbings.
True. Anyway, then the tiefling, who by the way is a bit sketchy, but she invites us to the spire for dinner, I think, for tea or something.
Wants to talk about the thief that we're actually tracking. Everything.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Her
this
shit
is
was
true.
stolen by the same thief that we're on a side quest to
And
find.
it was a card.
An innocent family heirloom, and nothing more.
Oh yes,
My
you're
27 insight says bullshit.
And bitch.
right. As I put it last time, her explanation would be suspicious even if we had no idea what the lexicons were. She was just so sus about it.
The super vague.
So, we left off with her inviting you to her home at the base of the spire for the evening, so you could discuss the burglary. So she could help you track down the thief and return to her card. And yeah. So, you've been making your way, I think, from the last gate.
The last one was the south one because we backtracked.
Okay.
We did, yeah.
So, something interesting that you can observe from the southern gate, turning to head north to Spire, is that you. It's not hard to notice given the direction of your investigations at the moment. But looking north, you realize that the sort of walled citadel that stands proud above the city on a steep sided rocky plateau, maybe about 4 stories or so high above the rest of the structures.
This thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially running like this. Ooh. Through the rock, there is a cave. And you can see the open sky on the far side of it. It is straight through the rock.
Just not even a gate, just straight tunnel.
Yeah, like there is stone above,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of sort of like a reverse teardrop.
What? Right.
Like a parachute.
Yeah, kind of shape. And sort of just at the bottom of it, you can see. So looking through to the sky beyond, there is you can see the top of the spire just poking up.
Oh, it fired a laser through the rock at the south gate. But why?
Is it perfectly in line with the spire? If you
It
think
is
like, can we see?
uncanny.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So it's definitely a laser spire situation.
Or maybe that isn't another gate. Or like
Oh,
another brand of magic. Maybe it was just the focal point, the final
Ooh,
point for what.
that's
Actually,
the... Well, here's a question to ask. I
Huh?
point that out to our guide, Secreta. and I say, have you noticed any such... Have you checked that the path is clear between the spire and the other gates?
Not particularly, no. I know the cavern under the citadel is lined with all manner of crystallization and semi-precious stones, much of which has long since been taken until the monks sought its protection. But no, why?
I'm too curious for my own good. I hop on the carpet.
What does the briefly, just a consideration? What does the south gate face outside of the city? Just a thought.
There are scrubland and plains, some farmland about a miles south. Nothing of note that comes to mind.
Just a thought.
If I fly to align myself perfectly with this tunnel, which part of the spire is dead center to me?
It looks like the spire falls somewhat short of what would be dead
So,
center of the cave.
so the tunnel is aligned to the imaginary top of the spire that's since sheared off.
Looks like it.
So now, with that knowledge, I'll fly, let's say, to this gate east of us, Abjuration. Not the gate, but I'll try to imagine where a path from the Abjuration gate to that point above the spire would have gone, and see if anything is in the way. Is there any building that's tall enough?
You go to the gate, and curiously, no. And it's strange. There are no buildings that have elements cut out, but buildings have not been built to obstruct that view line.
It's interesting.
So it looks like whatever the spire was doing, it needed a line of sight to one, maybe. About two of them. On the brim, I'm gonna fly east and align myself with the gate and that way as well.
That's Weast.
West, sorry. Directions are hard for a wizard with 20 intelligence.
You don't have that Liam O'Brien feat.
I do not. Keen mind. That's why I take notes.
Okay. Yes. From Illusion, northeast of the spire is a clean sightline.
My suspicion is it funneled energy from all 10 gates to shoot into the middle. Because if it did 9 and then exited south, I feel like the south gate would have been different from the other 9, right?
Right, yeah. Hold on, can I get close enough to that cavern to just have a look into it?
Yeah.
If
You
I
have
see
your
you
broom.
fly.
Huh?
No,
You
go
have
ahead.
your broom, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hold
Okay.
on.
I guess
You
I'm
fly
gonna be with Enzo on the carpet for now.
as the sun sets in the west. You can see that the far outer sort of rim of the cavern is catching the light and sparkling somewhat with minerals and stone.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, looking into it, there is a low kind of dry stone wall that's been built around the bottom. There are some dwellings that kind of approach the cave mouth, but nothing built too close. There is a very thin, almost like a sheep trail path that kind of winds its way up the cliff face, up to that small wall, and there's a simple metal gate.
I'm gonna fly in close enough, not enter it, but fly into the mouth of it and then throw dancing lights into it. I can see.
Okay. Yeah, the cavern walls catch and refract the light in a beautiful way. The entire length of the cavern is lined in kind of quartz-like stones, many hues of colors and shapes. And in places not even sort of traditional kind of crystalline hard edges, but there are swirls and motions and eddies in the rock. Looking more warped than more like warped stone than crystal.
I feel like Evoker Soren would know what like melted stone looks like, right?
Heat melted stone is melted by heat.
Those are very similar. Like some of the shapes and patterns are a bit odd.
Okay.
You wouldn't expect that from just sort of, for example, concentrated fire on a stone, but some kind of intense magic would or could cause this kind of strange kind of deformation. You've seen enough magical accidents in your time.
Probably caused a few of them.
Hmm.
Is there
Only
anybody
some
at
of them were
the...
on purpose.
Is there any guard at the gate?
No.
Huh.
Soren, are you actually going to go in there? On the earpiece.
Well, I was sort of thinking about it, but
I'm curious too, but there's got to be guarded or something, right?
oh, there's no one here. Actually,
If there's no one here, could that mean it's magically guarded?
very likely. Yeah.
As in, they don't need to guard it because if you enter, it'll blow you up.
Maybe. Hang on. I'll swoop down, pick up a rock.
Hang on, oh, flies in.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not that dumb.
Only one way to find out.
No, I will pick up a small rock and throw it into the cave.
Okay. Kind of, there's a crystalline ring of reverberation as it bounces from the stones inside.
Well, I mean, didn't shoot a rock.
Do you think that it's got the same? There's the spell that.
Residual magic, maybe, but
No, there's the alarm thing.
Oh, I look at the entrance to the cave. It's pretty big, right?
It would take a lot of silver thread to
I mean,
bring this entryway.
maybe, but
Go have a look, but like, we think this is like 2,000 years old, right?
yeah.
Unless you start excavating, I doubt you're gonna find like evidence, you know?
All right. Well, I'll 10 minutes tops, maybe 15, and then yeah, dinner.
Sure. We'll walk the long way or something.
All right. Go stand at the other end, see what happens. Soren will fly down into the cave, over the gate. Wait, is there a sign on the gate? Hold on. Is there any marking signs, anything that says "Keep out"?
There
This
is
may kill you.
on the wall.
Oh, what's it say?
It says, "Please do not enter." In Draconic.
Any reasoning as to why, or it just says "Please do not enter"?
It even says "please."
The thing is, if it said "do not enter," Soren would have no issue. But
It
it
says
does say
please.
It's burnt into an ancient-looking wooden board that has been kind of nailed into the stone.
Fuck it.
The gate is unlocked. Like you can see, the gate is just an iron gate
I'll fly
hung
in.
on two hinges.
I'll fly in, but stay
Okay.
hovering, as to not like disturb the interior of the cave or anything.
Can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Oh, what?
Mm.
Sure.
That's fine. It's fine. I'm
Oh,
just
you're
pulling
joking?
your
Okay.
You fly over.
It's fine, there's no save. You're just disintegrated.
Yeah, you turn to stone. All those crystals, they were people. You fall and shatter on the ground into 1,000 pieces.
That would suck.
It would.
Because I'm the
It
only
would.
person with resurrection.
If it was just
Uh,
damage, I could save you. But you know,
No, the The only damage you take, Soren, is an ethical damage for clearly going against the wishes whoever wrote this sign. They asked
Undead.
nicely.
Maybe.
Your alignment has shifted 3 points towards evil.
Yeah, that's just chaotic evil straight off
Yeah.
the bat.
You take lawful
Um,
damage.
No, flying into the cave. It's interestingly there are kind of from at the bottom there are pits and scuffs from clear signs of excavation. People have hammered and chiseled and taken chunks of the rock face away. But it's pretty cold,
Golden.
empty. Yeah, it doesn't get a lot of sun. A little bit of fungal growth down at the bottom. It's kind of a worn little riverbed, a stream really, barely that. The water, you can imagine the water would trickle down from a rainstorm.
Least eroded place is going to be the ceiling. I look up.
Okay.
Lights.
Perception check.
Eh. 15.
Depending if I can pull advantage out of my ass.
Mm-hmm.
16. That's enough. The first area you look at is a spiral of a kind of almost like it's kind of like crystalline metallic substance. What's interesting is at the center of the spiral, and there is no hard transition, it kind of just blends into almost like a petrified wood.
What? Okay. Interesting.
Like it's the materials here are strange and clearly unnatural. Like there is a cluster of gemstones broken open, kind of having grown out of the wrong kind of rock. There's metal, gemstones, wood, earth.
So the material in here isn't just crystal, it's like everything.
Pretty much.
So, like, transmutation.
Yeah, potentially.
Oh, and if I upcast detect magic at, like, fucking 5th or 6th level, did I learn anything about what happened here? I don't know if you will allow that, if that would...
You could certainly try.
Or identify.
Actually, that's a good point. Can I roll an Arcana on this real quick? Just to see what would be the best way to go about inspecting this thing?
Go for it.
26.
Your alchemy kit might be able to help.
Okay.
If you were able to take a sample with you. Otherwise, I think high level detect magic might tell you something if there is kind of a deep magic locked away within this material.
What if the 10th school is just alchemy?
That would be fucking hilarious.
So, I mean, it's changing one element to another.
Oh my god, you're fucking... Yeah. That's brilliant. I am an alchemist. That would occur to me, right? Huh. At any rate, while I'm thinking about this, I'll get on the earpiece. Hey, there's not just, like, rock in here. It's, like, metal and wood and crystal and stone and earth and lots of different materials.
What does that mean?
I don't want to steal your revelation, Anton.
Go for it.
Alchemy? Maybe? Anyway, give me a second. I'm gonna fire off some stupid magic in here. Like, not destructive, just fairly high circle. Hang on.
I was about to say.
You know what? I am out of fifth, so I'm gonna fire off detect magic at...
Well, I was only saying rules-wise because you can't upcast a cantrip, but you can upcast a first level.
Detect magic is...
Oh yeah, fucking it's a first.
Cantrip and Pathfinder.
We're in 5e.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't
too many
see us...
additions.
I'm going to do something stupid and probably reckless. I don't see us needing teleport or resurrection today,
Yeah, use a 7th.
so I'm gonna
That's fair.
fire this
Go
off at 7th. Detect magic
Okay.
7th level. I imagine it'll take more than 10 minutes to cast. Soren will invest some time in here.
Cool.
Alright. And that's when the dragons attack, yeah.
As you're walking around to the other side with Socrata, Enzo, Socrata goes, oh, probably should have told him about the goblin.
The what?
Is a goblin? That's not my.
Yes, was a goblin. Just, do you have any way of communicating with him?
I do.
We do, yes.
Tell him not to disturb the goblin.
We're being told by Socrata that you should not disturb the goblin.
Alright.
Apparently important.
Sure, I'll just go up by the ceiling then and try to be quiet.
The goblins we've run into have not been too dangerous. I'm guessing this is a...
Oh, no, old monk.
It's a goblin monk, apparently.
Long dead. Asked that his remains were not to be disturbed.
Well, Sauron doesn't usually disturb remains of the dead, so I think we're we're safe on that.
Good.
I'm actually gonna hit the other function in the earpiece so that Sauron can hear this convo, if need be.
No, that's not really my thing. In fact, I'm usually the one putting the dead to rest, so...
Yeah, that's why we're not kind of grave robbers anymore.
This is gonna take a minute. I'm
Oh.
kind of augmenting a detect magic ritual stronger, so...
Okay, give me a shout if you need help.
Sure, thanks.
As the sun begins to sort of kiss the tops of the mountains to the far west, a series of gongs and various bells kind of ring out across the city.
I assume that's the city waking up then.
Wait, it's sunset.
It's sunset, not
Sunset.
down. Oh, sun up. Oh, sunset. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Exchange my sentence.
Yeah.
I assume that's the city retiring for the night. But
Yeah, you can see sort of people in the parks that were doing such fantastical things as meeting up outside and having a picnic.
Holy shit!
I know one can only
What a
imagine.
crazy fantasy setting.
yeah,
Kind of they hear the gongs, see the sun, and you can tell. You can always immediately feel the sense that the city is beginning to wind down. In a
is that a group
very,
of 7 people? Oh my god.
I forgot we had the whole 6 thing. Oh my god!
What?
There was the sacred rule of 6 in the UK.
Oh.
It was heavily pushed as the rule of 6, which is a cool idea for a fantasy thing. I don't know what, but 6 rings for prime ministers failed.
Oh, Jesus.
So the detect a magic ritual. It's a cool idea. I'm going to say, yeah, you get a result.
Neat.
You detect transmutation.
Fucking really?
You detect evocation. you detect conjuration, abjuration. All magics with which you have all of the mortal tongues.
Even chronomancy?
Which you, even chronomancy.
So either back to the theory of 9 gates fired out the south end, or the 10th school is
Creation?
a blend, or it's a rainbow sherbet.
The 10th school is the uniting magic of friendship.
The 10th
It's
school
with
is
you
putting the other
all
9
along.
schools in a blender. Huh.
So it's every single magic went through this cave.
It is embedded and baked into the stone.
Cool. That asks more questions than it answers.
Huh. Zorn is actually dead quiet for longer than normal, I would say. There's a notable silence on the other end of the earpiece. Sometimes he's talking to himself and forgets to silence. Like, he is the asshole in the Zoom call who forgets to mute himself occasionally. Not often enough that you hate him for it, but often enough that you're like, hey!
Every now and again, you just hear a page turn and you go, Soren!
Oh, sorry.
Soren!
Sorry.
Soren, mute your mic.
Yep, sorry. Didn't. Shit, he left the call. No, I'm sitting up on my broom, just kind of staring at this. What the? Feel a giant circle in the. Circle.
Soren, are you saying something? We can hear you mumbling.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no. This asks more questions than it answers. Actually, like somebody said that not 5 minutes ago. It's every school of magic and fired off a high level magic, and it's everything. I don't understand. I mean, I do, but either
Even chronomancy?
and even chronomancy through here. So there was another chronomancer. Had to be. It was Arianro.
Maybe it was you.
Maybe it was me. Who knows? Maybe
That's so
Arianro is
confusing.
me. Maybe everybody's me. Fucking no.
Okay, come back here before we have to wait half an hour for the food.
Yeah, right. Right. I'm gonna go out the other end since you said there was a corpse in here. I'm gonna fly through. I'm just back out the way.
Yeah, maybe that is
What?
safer.
Why didn't anyone put him to rest? Is he there?
You know what? You can.
Find out.
Yeah, you can ask. You can ask Secreta when you get here.
I could also find out tomorrow.
He's about halfway up, almost perfectly in the center.
Well,
You'll be able to spot him. He's still sat there.
Why is what's the
curiosity.
deal with the dead monk goblin?
I don't know. He's been there for as long as I've been in the city.
You ever talk to him?
No,
What's his name?
I don't know.
Now, when you say dead, you mean dead. We're not talking about like an undead.
Well, if he is undead, he never rose from the grave. The few times I've snuck in there.
Only we had
So-
somebody that could like detect undead or something.
If you You said there was don't. You said not to disturb him. Is there any particular reason for that? Is that out of respect, or is there an actual definable threat?
From my understanding, he asked not to be disturbed.
Right. Is it before his death or post death?
Before I
silly
understand,
question.
there's a dead goblin in the cave, and I only know the stories that those that live here have told me.
Right.
Good talk. Might be wrong. I'm gonna fuck it. Hate my curiosity. I'm going to fly over
Don't fuck it.
him, but not mess with his corpse or touch it or anything. Just look at him.
Okay. You see at the center of the cave, on kind of what looks like a naturally formed kind of outcrop on the ground, sat in a meditative position, is a small bandaged figure. Sat kind of legs crossed, but hands kind of palm to palm, resting on the legs in front. And yeah,
I've seen a lot of dead bodies. Is this dude actually dead?
looks still. I mean, it looks like a mummified corpse. Really, it's swaddled in cloth. Even the ears wrapped up tight,
And the face?
and the face.
Everything's wrapped up.
There are, you can see where the material has started to sort of rot and fall apart with age.
Soren, come back here. I may be able to definitively find out if this man is actually dead or not.
Fuck.
As a thought, but
I don't think I'm.
come pick me up.
Yeah,
Doesn't
alright.
your spell have a time limit? Direction almost definitely does.
No more than a century, and cannot have died of old age. Also has to be willing. So,
None of those conditions potentially.
yeah, I'll come get Vigil though.
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe we should, Enzo's right. Let's all have a look.
I mean, do we all want to go have a look at the Goblin corpse?
Sounds like a great Friday night.
I know how to show all the ladies the best times. Come on.
Sure.
And as soon as we get within range, Vigil will pop Divine Sense. Is this man undead or just a corpse?
Or just very, 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 very slow.
Pew!
Undead.
Celestial Fiend or... What? He's undead.
What?
He's actually just straight up undead. Owen?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Okay. He is undead.
Oh. Probably leave him be.
Maybe they don't need guards because
He's in here.
whenever somebody disturbs the area, he gets up and probably slaps them one. I don't know. Very strange that they would leave an undead monk just sitting. I'm talking on the earpiece, by the way. Very strange that they would leave an undead monk just sat in this magic blasted tunnel.
How big is the tunnel we're in?
It's about it's 20 or so feet in diameter.
And this undead monk is on the ground.
Yeah.
In a
Raised up about 5 feet off the very bottom.
Okay. It's a stone tunnel.
Well, it's an everything tunnel. Stone.
Right. Vaguely stone.
Even stonework.
Wait, stonework? Like masonry?
There's a patch of the cave wall that looks like man-made stonework.
Owen, do the materials in this cave follow like logical state of action and decay?
In what sense?
Uh, uh, shit. I asked that question having it make sense in my head and then tried to put it into words and now it doesn't. Not decay, but like, ah! Start with um, like geological crap. You know how like
Mm.
dinosaurs eventually turn into oil, shit eventually turns into diamonds from pressure, that kind of thing.
No, there's not appear to be a pattern.
Okay, so it's just random shit. This cave, different materials. There's an undead monk and sitting in the middle of it. Been there for who knows how long. Opposite a gate that is the opposite of maybe or all of the magic combined. I have pieces and answers. Oh, how long's the tunnel?
It's about 400 or 500
No.
feet.
1/10 of a mile.
And I did very careful measurements. It's 400 to 500.
Yeah.
Closer to 400, actually.
Lots of different kinds of materials. In an area that's no don't fashion.
What is the house called, Owen? The house of the place we're going to?
The ordered house.
The Ordered House. It's possible we'll find answers there. South. That's to
I'm
the west.
absolutely dying to talk over the earpiece. Yeah, still disturbed, so whatever it is doing.
I would say he's resting.
Meditating. Long enough for the fabric to rot. Damp environment like this, maybe. You know what? Because Soren is who he is, he'll pull a blanket out from his bag and lie down and set it next to the monk, but not disturb him. So if he comes
Okay.
to, or if he's cold or something, it'll be here when kind of person he is.
Nice.
Set it down. Up to the.
Okay.
I don't think we're gonna learn anything else just sitting here staring and my stomach's screaming at me.
Right, let's get some food and consider what we're doing in the following.
And we need to figure out Socrates' thief.
True.
Yes, it would be appreciated.
Set that on the earpiece.
And Enzo has it out loud.
No, it's the reverse, isn't it?
There's a group chat.
My earpiece. It's
right.
literally a spy's murmur. It's for listening in on stuff, right?
Yeah, I assumed it because Soren was having a conversation earlier. So, but doesn't matter. Enzo could just be relaying it out loud.
I will just say it out loud. I'm fucking hungry. It's cold in here. Let's go get some food and figure out Socrates' issue. Yeah?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I said about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. I'm sorry. Let's go.
Let's go.
Thanks for putting up with me.
Okay. Scott leads you through the park, around the gathered folk, along a short street back alley, and up to the base of the spire. Please, come in.
The door this time.
Yes.
What's the entrance look like from the? You say it's the spire. First of all, what kind of spire are we talking about? Is it a stone?
Yeah, so all the buildings here seem to be made of this kind of dark grey granite. Very rough to the touch. You can sort of see its crystal structure, like naked to the eye. The sorry, no, the walls. Walls? Trying to get materials in my head. The gates made of that material, as is the spire. However, the rest of the buildings in the city are of a more sort of mundane, sort of pale grey tanstone. The spire itself actually stands in a courtyard of a square building that's kind of built around it. So there's the spire and then a building around, which is what you've just entered. And yeah, it appears to be a somewhat open plan space. There is no clear exit, but it kind of wraps around the entire spire. And there is currently an imp in a to scale chef's hat that has been kind of tied underneath the chin to keep it on, flitting around like crazy. He has a wooden spoon in one hand and a meat fork in the other.
So do you work in here or do you work in there?
Well, these are the living quarters, though I. Sorry, it was a long day. I sleep in the spire.
You. These are the living quarters, but you don't sleep in them. Okay.
No, the kitchen, storage, places for guests and whatnot are all here. It's too large for me on my own, in truth. The tower itself suffices for my needs, but I try and make the most of the space.
Where was the card kept? That was
What?
stolen. The thing that was stolen.
That is in the spire.
Where?
I can show you from where exactly it was stolen.
Sure. Maybe after dinner, give us a tour of that place, and we can maybe see how the thief got in or something.
Yes.
Would be a good idea, yes.
Well, Vixie, how long till dinner?
Well, it should be ready any time now, milady. Just reducing the broth. Then I've got to prepare the sauces, and then all should be up and ready to be consumed by your delightful mortal tongues momentarily, Mom.
Rather polite to you.
Sorry?
He's rather polite to you.
Yes, well, he has to be.
He's not. look at Glimmer on my shoulder.
Well, you never actually stated I have to in our bargain.
It's fine. Better this.
Oh, fuck you too.
No, I mean,
I don't know. I just wanted to,
just be rude for the sake of
exercise my freedoms.
it. You're good.
You're all very smelly.
Mm-hmm.
I was narrowing
imp-
my eyes at Glimmer
The
briefly.
imp kind of just looks a bit peeved and then kind of straightens the hat and flies off. Yes, well, food should be done in 5-10 minutes. Can I help any of you to a drink?
Sure. How's your servants cooking?
Surprisingly good, actually.
Oh.
Ever tried to poison you?
Once.
Once.
He won't be making that mistake again.
Sort of.
I wouldn't worry yourself too much.
Be an imp, though. Things you could have.
Ah. Convenient. Lawful creature sticks to the word. The bargain you struck, and I like birds. You can turn into a bird, you understand. She's clearly not being straight about the answer. But
Well, you see, my alignment is evil, and it really fit the whole theme I was going for.
it was easy. It came with the bundle package.
I hit configure packages and then forgot to click OK on Neverwinter.
He's a convenient creature, and surprisingly helpful when he wants to be. And when he isn't, he has to be. So, drinks, what can I get you?
Water's fine.
Whatever's going.
Yeah, coffee if you got it.
Water, a coffee, and anything. Alcoholic or not.
Alcohol has a hard time reaching my system anyway, so.
Well, I'll get some wine. Please make yourself at home anywhere on the pillows or lounges if you must.
I assume before we're eating, we're in some sort of living room, probably.
Yeah, it's like an open plan living space. You can hear sounds of a kitchen on the far side of the building. It's like a square donut building.
Square donut.
And yeah, there's just kind of this half of the building that's kind of got that main entrance is just it's clear that she doesn't know what to do with the space. There are about 3 armchairs and 2 sofas and a couple of lounges and pillows and kind of various odd little circles scattered around.
Too much square footage for one woman.
Yeah, and like the furniture is very mismatched. It looks like it's kind of been inherited or just picked up from various places, and nothing really matches. And yeah, it's a space that some attempt has been made to fill. Yeah.
Do you buy that story about? She said the building was just unoccupied when she moved in. Come on.
No, not at all.
In the center of town, around the well,
I mean, if there's any sort of. Is she?
or just anyone. It's a big building. A rich person would have bought it.
Exactly.
Or
I
it's super haunted.
seriously doubt her truthfulness in this matter.
I don't think.
The easier guess would be that she killed her predecessor and then everything moved from there, but
She seems sketchier and sketchier to me every second.
I don't think she.
true.
The thing is like there's stuff she just doesn't know. Like trained wizards, we just have a common conversation with a trained wizard. You have the same fundamental education, even if you went to different schools, and he doesn't.
What cards were stolen from, what's his name? I cannot think of him as anything except Palmyr 2.
The other guy.
Starts with a T, I think.
Palmyr 2, Secret to Palmyr.
This is the purple dragonborn.
Trachis Balerion.
Trachis.
That'd be it.
He's told us, what, 2 cards were stolen from him? Is that right? 1, 2.
I think so.
Find a thief and has one or more cards, maybe. He just said find a thief that stole some things from him. At least that's what my notes say. There's a... If you could see it, there's a light bulb above Enzo's head right now. It's just lit up.
Does his expression
Enzo?
change?
No.
You just cast a singular dancing light.
Mm-hmm.
Ding, ding. What's up?
We should have asked someone about her.
Eh?
Is she even...
Or she's a thief.
I'm gonna walk... Yeah, that's my theory. I'm gonna walk around while she's fetching us water. I'm gonna go for a... You know, as you would when you're... Not in a rude, sneaky way, but as you would when you're a guest in someone's house. Just sort of wander around, see a couple rooms. Does this place look like she actually lives here? Do I see stuff that's hers, you know, or is this the equivalent of like, I don't know, like versus somebody in a hotel room where nothing's really theirs? You can kind of see the difference, I think.
Make me an investigation check.
Point, like everyday dirt and dust.
There's a level of clutter when someone actually lives in a place, right?
Yeah.
Versus like they have 3 coats here and a thing here. Investigation. That is a natural 20, 27.
Weed.
Very nice.
Does she have a chair with clothes on it?
No.
The true decision.
No. Yeah, so I'm gone a couple of minutes. Like, my sixth sense is picking up that I don't think she actually lives here. I don't think anyone. Well, that's the impression I get. Right? Is this is not a live?
It looks. It doesn't look lived in long.
Doesn't for a while, or like she doesn't. I mean, it could just be that she doesn't spend time in this.
I think it's There is a lack of personal clutter.
This is not. This does not look like a place where someone lives. Take that however you will. Maybe she is extremely studious. She's one of those people that never leaves her work. Except she spent like 2 hours wandering around with us. So
We should ask one of the people who we asked before about who lives in this place if they know the person's name.
that's what I
If
was
the names don't
thinking.
match up, then
We should have asked,
you're right.
like at the house of the Zaraya or something, like, is there a wizard named Secreta who lives in the central tower?
Sending
Oh, good idea.
to
Okay.
people we met last.
Zaraya?
Vesa Karakir. And Benin, Vezrek and Benin.
Bennington.
Who is the more communicative of the two of them? Was it Benin or Vesrek?
Benin.
Benin. I'll message Benin. Hey, just a quick question. Sorry to bother, Soren. And it's not about time stuff. It's actually, I just wanted to know who lived in the spire in the city. Is there any there? That's really interesting.
Fuck, I forgot South African. I went to peek. I was like, wait, oh no.
South Africa.
There was a wizard who lived there. Why do you ask?
Her name's Sakrota. Tiefling?
Yes.
What? So her Sagrata does live here then? Green Tiefling, white hair.
It is a name I've heard.
It's really rather important that you actually remember who lives in this fire right now. I really hate to be sick, but
I do not spend much time in the city here.
I cast detect magic.
well, all right. Do you think Vesrek would know?
It's a bit sus, but
It might be worth asking someone, if you're someone local to this place.
You two don't live here then.
We are as much outsiders as you.
Okay, thanks. Didn't. He doesn't know basically. Doesn't live. I mean, he
is she
lives here,
back with
but
the drinks yet?
You can sort of see her coming around the corner then.
That was an icy question on the earpiece because I'm
Yeah.
like in a different room.
yeah,
Ah,
she's on her way back
Actually.
in.
I'm
So, okay.
gonna keep detect magic up until she walks back in, and then look at her and see if she's got any active magical things on her.
She might have heard that cast, but she was walking in the room.
Uh, so, do there is magic here, but it's
Sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense it in this
Your
way, you can use
action.
your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. If there's transmutation, I want to see if it's coming directly from her. If this
There
bitch is
is-
just using alter self.
Well, that's it.
there is transmutation coming directly from her.
Ah, wonderful. I on the earpiece go. Soren,
Hmm?
your shape-changing spell is transmutation.
There is.
She has got that on her.
What? Oh dear. All right.
Maybe don't
Anything
drink
else? What else do I detect down with this ongoing cast?
Uh, from where you are, just that.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, there's some abjuration at the doorway.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How long did investigating all of the gates take with her?
Probably more than an hour.
All right. And yeah, okay.
And you look. Just a little bit.
Does that work? We forgot about that book for 40 episodes. It
That's true.
it reveals illusions if I look through it, basically. I think.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, within a like sort of 30 foot or so.
we're being very like. If we do stuff like cast detect magic in her presence and pull out a book and look at her, we're just throwing all subtlety out the window, guys.
That's true.
I mean, she wasn't here yet, so you know.
Yeah,
I'm
fair
not
enough.
going to do it
Anything
now,
like,
but you know.
um,
How long can that last, Soren?
Hour.
The shape changing?
I mean, unless there's some magic behind it, about an hour. Or she could have a magical item.
Hmm.
Remember how what's her name? Crackle had that amulet that made.
That's true.
You know, I have something like.
if I walked through, let's say, the nearest 4, 5, 6. I don't know how big these rooms are, but I walked through the nearest 4, 5, 6 rooms. What kind of rooms did I encounter?
So the donut itself is kind of one big room, just set into sort of mostly a kitchen, a storage, and the living space. On the far side, sort of between the kitchen and storage, there is a doorway that leaves.
Outside?
And it leads to the inside of the donut, where there's about a sort of 5-10 foot gap of open space. There's kind of a canvas lean-to, like a bit of shelter, and then there's a doorway which you see is at the base of the spire.
Okay.
Why?
That's really
Like it's a canvas roof over the span between the building and the
okay.
spire. Where you are, you can see kind of where she's come from with the wine. Vixie the imp hands her the coffee he has made, and she comes over with the 3 drinks, like on a tray, and there's also a second glass of wine for her. Well,
Grand.
your drinks.
Ah, thanks.
Much appreciated.
I do not have guests often, so you'll forgive me if I'm a poor host.
Wizard's
Okay.
You've
right.
done quite fine so far.
Yes.
What is the So tell me more about the point of entry. What happened? Is the
Well, as I say, sleep within the spire itself. None of my magical alarms were triggered during the night. Vixie, who is compelled to patrol, he requires no sleep. He is required to patrol the building throughout the night. Claims to have seen nothing. The card was kept within a locked compartment, hidden behind a tapestry within my chamber. The arcane lock enchantment I had cast upon it had been banished. And the safe still maintained its material wealth, but the heirloom was gone.
just a single heirloom, to be sure.
Yes.
And it was like a card that was have a personal value to you. It's so strange. You say there was like other stuff, like a lot of gold or something, or material wealth.
I have some coin.
That's fine. We have some coin too. Can you think of if it's this this targeted of an attack? It has to be someone that knows you, right? A random burglar is not going to leave the gold and take the sentimental item. You think of someone that has
I'd
motives?
assume so, but no, this was the purpose of my scrying ritual. I was attempting to track down the item.
That's a good idea, I say, and start digging around in my bag.
But it is difficult to scry on objects, I find.
Since we interrupted your ritual before, plonk.
It was described as a
And so
1-foot crystal sphere. It's not that large.
Yeah.
Rude, if a
Pretty
foot's
big,
like that, you're a gnome. Foot's like this.
I mean, it was a foot and a half. It's about an 18-inch diameter.
Okay. I was told a foot, but alright, I guess it's growing.
Grown with power.
12 inches.
On me, that's like that much. No, I'm kidding.
There's a joke there, I'm not gonna make it. Anyway.
Anyway, I have this scrying orb, as you can see. We could try it. This is made by freaking giants, so it works pretty well. I study her. What's her reaction to me pulling out the scrying orb? Does she look? Was there any reluctance or like sort of like a shit there? You know what I mean? Like,
Seems mostly impressed with
okay,
the artifact you've pulled out.
interesting.
I have a potentially weird question for Soren. On the fucking earpiece. I'm gonna ask Soren. I've just had a thought.
Eh.
What was she doing when you said you interrupted her?
I think the
How was
gold
she
paint on
going
her
about that?
gold paint on her forehead, ritual components. Did she look like she had a ritual?
Yeah.
Was it a scrying
Is
ritual?
that-
I have that spell.
I mean, you kind of
Not
came
a-
up to the glass, and you saw her with the paint on her. I don't think you saw the ritual itself.
Is that paint actually part of the ritual? As you know?
Not as I know it. I just always used a for a piece of glass or something.
She had gold paint on what?
On her forehead.
On her face.
On her face? Can I Arcana that? Is it like what spell would have that component?
Sure.
This scrying doesn't use paint.
That's my point.
Yeah, 13, no chance.
Sorry, scrying doesn't use paint. I mean, don't get me wrong. Every wizard has their own methods, but there's like certain fundamental components to each spell that you need, and
It was an enhanced ritual
this
to
is
try and track down the object. What's the Arcana check for?
to guess at which spell she might have cast if it was supposedly scrying.
Same thing I rolled, I think. What is gold paint on your
Yeah.
forehead in an arcane sense?
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
that mean anything? You know, Guano's fireball, what is gold
It
paint on
adds
your
up with
forehead?
some form of divination. It feels divination-y.
Hey, quick question. From the times we've used the Eye of Memnor, is this scrying where let's say I'm casting it, can others actually see in the orb what I'm seeing, or is it only visible to me?
You get a clear image. You kind of get like a Palantir style, like through the haze of the crystal. You kind of get some image of what you're seeing, but nothing distinct.
Okay. So, I don't know, hypothetically, if I said I was scrying one place, but I actually scryed another, would people around me be able to tell? Or,
There is a chance.
fair enough. So, say out loud, can you describe, you tried this scrying ritual, I mean, we could try it. I'm quite skilled at the use of this particular orb. Can you describe to me, I guess, what you used for your ritual, and I'll try it as well?
I was simply attempting to divine the location of my card. It was not within the 1,000 or so feat that my normal methods can obtain.
I'm gonna ask on. I'm gonna say Socrata on the earpiece, like as if I'm asking her something.
She doesn't respond.
Okay.
That would have been a good bluff.
Yeah.
I see. I think the ritual I'm familiar with can only look for a person. Or
Are you familiar with the rituals of scrying? It
yes.
was an attempt to combine the incantations that allow you to locate an object and the incantations that allow you to observe a point not where you are.
Ah, some sort of homebrew spell, I see.
Lord.
Yes. I don't know if it would have worked, but I wanted to know where the card was and who was holding it. And then remind them why thievery is so abhorrent.
I think I asked her last time if she had an illusion. She could show me an illusion of the card that was stolen, and I think she said no. And I'm like, "Can you draw me a picture then?" So I'll repeat that request. Like, can you show me a picture of the card? Maybe I'll try scrying on it.
I am no artist, but looks around and finds some parchment and ink and sketches a tarot proportioned card. Marks kind of a geometric pattern of kind of concentric diamonds. And at the very center, just fills in a sphere of pure darkness. Just black ink. Patterned like so. Dark sphere surrounded by golden filigree.
Looks like a tarot card sort of, but there's no. Those normally have like a word. No words on this one.
No. It was known as Void.
I'm arcanaing that one. It's a card named the Void. Ring any bells to me?
Uh, It does. Not from arcane texts, but from old legend. And so you're perhaps the most. You've spent the most time in kind of metropolitan. The mixing pots of the world, the cities in which folks from all over the jagged coast, Yoranta and beyond, mix. There are tales of, and sort of many of the card games take inspiration from a mythological tale of two gods who played a game of cards.
All the way back in session one.
And And I'm trying to remember this right because I think I wrote this out, but I wrote it out in a message to Rune.
I've got it.
But yeah, they played cards back and forth, and thus built the universe with each winning hand, allowing them to declare an aspect of the world. There were a god of light and a god of dark, and as the god of light said, it's sort of along the lines of "Let there be light" or "Let there be life." The god of dark said, "Well, let them die." Each card became defined by such things. The card of Void was, at least in the tale, the least known. It's the mystery card. It is said to be the last card that the Dark God played. In tales that have mentioned it, though what he wished is long since lost, and known only by he that is no more.
Well, I don't say any of that.
It's the spooky card.
I'll, How long before the food? Do I have 10 minutes? It's how long my ritual takes.
Vixie? And the imp goes,
Yeah, food will be done in about now. So I mean, I could put it in the stone oven to keep warm. Mom.
well, if you want it hot, it's ready.
Well, I would hate to keep us all waiting, but sometimes I'm as curious as my wizard friend here, so... And I assume you're quite curious about the location of your card, so we could do this first.
Yes, I think that would be best.
By the way, I have not touched my water. I don't know if you guys drank your totally poisoned drinks.
Oh, absolutely not.
Not yet. Not yet. No.
Soren's lost in his books.
Isn't Vigil
Yeah.
super plus advantage, double plus against poison?
No, I'm not. I mean, I could, but I'm not taking the risk. And unless she acknowledges it, I'll go, "Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot it was there," and then I will drink.
One of
But
us used to
until
drink,
she-
or it looks suspicious. Bite the bullet for us, Lucy.
She takes a drink from her glass, if that helps.
Sure.
I'll take a.
'Cause
I'll take a drink from mine then.
she's slowly been building up resistance for years.
Yeah, she's been slowly poisoning herself. She's now immune to cyanide. What do you drink?
Owen just rolled the hidden con save. We all saw it.
Did.
Seems fine.
Seems fine. Ah, yeah, wonderful, great.
Now roll a con
Yeah.
save for the wine.
You appear to be unaffected.
I appear to be unaffected. My favorite kind of unaffected.
Yeah, booze doesn't get to you, like you said.
I'm going to, because I am of course full of shit, and I don't think I could cast scrying off a description of a card. I'm going to begin the scrying ritual, but I'm going to choose, instead of a card or a purse, I'm going to choose a location, and the location is going to be this room that we're in. And you will see
Okay.
why when the spell completes.
Gonna be something hella clever.
Oh. I see.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I would say you successfully cast the spell.
How bright is it in here?
Say dimly lit. Sorry.
Perfect.
Okay.
Spell goes off.
Yeah. You see the chamber you're sat in.
I cast detect thoughts off the orb.
Oh, nice.
And we'll go for a break there.
Ah!
Very nice.
Hopefully she's not looking too closely at my orb. But it's a dimly lit room. Could be lots of dimly lit rooms.
Very true.
If it's Sauron, I have Sauron murky. Then,
Yeah.
maybe she won't see it.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
maybe-
Well,
The card is coming from inside the house. No.
cover for the walls.
All right, we'll be back in a minute. Go get something to drink. See you in a second.
And make sure it's not poison.
Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll make sure you're almost immune to it.
that's good.
Yes.
about that. We're back. We got into what was a very long lore discussion, and then people needed to eat, but we're here again. Hello. Thanks, Hugh,
Hello.
by the way. Nice to meet you. Yeah, shoot me an email. I don't know when I'm gonna be free again, but at some point, maybe this year. I don't know.
Maybe this year.
They keep me busy.
Gosh.
So yeah, so we have been chatting lore and various things here. So we are having tea with a tiefling that's probably totally not a tiefling. In a tower in a city. I'm the worst at recaps. So.
If
That was
I was
pretty legit.
naming the episodes, it would be Tea with a Tiefling.
Alright.
But
That is today's episode.
your naming scheme is a bit different than mine.
That's good.
Well, when we left off, I just finished casting Scrying on the room we're in.
Yeah.
I'm the only human in this room. It is technically tea with tieflings.
True.
Wow. I didn't think about that.
Tieflings are very rare, which is naturally why the party has two of them.
That's how
You know
that
what?
works, right?
The detect thoughts fails.
She's got.
Oh no,
regular shield.
surface. You can read. You can read. Yeah, no, it does. It does just fail. Yeah.
Let me just glance at my item. Targeting creatures you can see within 30 feet. Does Detect Thoughts target a single creature? Can I read your minds at least? As a consolation prize?
But if you
Yes, you can.
You can't read mine.
Oh, you can't read visuals.
You cast a spell.
No, I have warning or mind shielding as well.
Mind
Are you-
shielding? Yeah.
sure you want to read Soren's mind?
I mean,
Oh my god, Enzo's like kind of cute.
I mean, it's a wisdom saving throw and you have advantage, so I almost wouldn't bother.
Yeah, fuck it.
Um,
Let's go.
You
And
can
I'm
read
not-
surface
I'm not-
thoughts through.
I
I'm not
fucking fail.
You failed, but I wasn't targeting you.
Alright.
Right. You know what? For the shits of it, I would do like one round on Soren. Just maybe on the off chance something weird happens. I'm not actually interested in prying.
Well, Soren's thoughts are currently exactly what mine are, which is currently drawing connections between all of the languages and trying to figure out what the fuck that last gate is. He's just totally preoccupied.
Right. Reasoning, emotional state, something looms large in your mind, which is all the arcane shit we've been discussing.
Emotional state is excited and curious, but also slightly wary.
Right.
There you go.
Nothing. I concentrate for. First, I'm glancing out of the corner of my eyes at Sakrata to make sure she's not looking too closely at what I'm doing. And I concentrate for all of 5 rounds, like 30 seconds, to determine the tech thoughts doesn't hit her. Glance at Soren. Look to make sure I'm seeing the room fine. There's nothing weird.
No.
I dismiss it. Yeah, that didn't really work. I think I hit some other room or some other card or something. It was just some dimly lit chamber. I couldn't really tell much.
Shame.
Worth a try at least.
Right.
Did I see if she saw? Do I know if she knows that I know that she knows?
Give me a insight check.
Insight? Oh, I was thinking perception, but I guess they're the same number. Natural one.
No.
Alright, well, I end this crying. Yeah, I'm afraid, unless you had a description. Well, you don't know who took it, but I would need a description of the person. So maybe it's back to motive then.
Well, I.
Or maybe let's eat and then we'll go to the spire and look for ourselves around the vault, see if any clues were left or anything.
That would be good.
Can I ask a really good question?
By all means.
And what purple magic
I'm burgeoning on age of the 6th.
Hey, me too.
Yeah, more powerful than I would have expected.
Wizard.
Was that at me or a plural you?
Well, you two nodding at Anzo and Soren.
I expect I fall well within expected bounds, perhaps.
You have other positive traits.
Yeah. Your divine smites crit so hard.
Oh, I know. But just not
Uh,
positive traits.
So, essentially, a short rest is taken.
Oh,
Nice.
Give it to you. Or enough time.
what the?
And because Vixie DM has the chef feat,
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What?
you would heal extra hit points.
Oh, cool.
From Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
What does Vixie bring us food-wise?
It is a curried meat in a thick stew on a bed of grains.
Over dinner, I tell a hilarious, amazing story of the Hedonist Society in Acraeus and some of the food they serve there.
She finds it very funny. Then you actually see her laugh.
Have you ever been to Acraeus?
Briefly once, but only passing through. Not quite my style. I prefer this place.
Huh. What didn't you like about it? I mean, I wasn't there very long, but it did have a strange vibe.
Everything's so set in stone. Well, you're either with the academy or you're not.
Found it difficult, wizard-wise, to get around.
Exactly. So, I came somewhere where they cared less for qualifications.
How many years ago?
What, that I was in Acraeus?
Yeah.
Oh, 4 or so.
I'm just wondering, because we visited for the first time, literally, 2 days ago? So, it didn't seem that bad, but maybe it changed.
Well, I've heard it's been getting worse, so maybe you said it on a good day.
Really, what have you heard?
Well, I know the Vakol and the Acraeus are getting more fighty as any groups of people and enough time I want to do. Something about their ancestral graveyard or something. All I know is the monks here are concerned about it.
Yeah, that whole Vakol Acraeus war, does it involve 10 Gates ever, or are you sort of on the sidelines?
I believe it would be a great heresy to lay arms against this ancient city.
And yet that does not mean they won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, but they keep the war to the seas in the east. So Well. They fight where they can. Ten Gate somewhat blocks off battling on the west, and Astara blocks the east, so it's fighting on the coast and at sea mostly. I don't pay much attention to the politics.
What do you pay attention to? You didn't know Kavol existed, or that you as a tiefling are actually quite rare. And you don't
Well,
pay
I
attention
know I'm not my kind uncommon, but
to use instinct.
magic. I pay attention to magic. Learn what I can, try and make my way in the world.
Why?
That's why I've been here. Well, there's got to be something deeper to it all. Because I can, because I could.
Your study, do you mind if we have a look at it?
Of course, you can investigate where the card was stolen from. Follow me.
Can I don't often ask for insight checks, but given I just questioned her a bunch, and I brought up Acraeus, have you been to Acraeus? Did I pick up anything? Was she hiding? Was she evasive? How quick were her answers, etc.?
Answers were confident.
Should I roll insight or not? I guess I just rolled
Yeah, I can't remember what triggered that roll, but I was going off the one.
Yeah.
I think she's seeming
my
pretty natural.
my roll was she looking at my orb as I scried.
I would say for this scene, she seems pretty
Fair enough.
on the record for you.
Insight rides for this scene. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so she leads you into the spire, up a staircase, up a couple of floors, to quite a simple bedroom. On the wall, there is a old tapestry that shows small scaled figures dancing through a forest. She approaches the tapestry, raises a hand, and you see there is a glow of magic from her palm. She whispers a word very much under her breath, and then moves the tapestry aside, revealing essentially a safe in the wall. There is a sort of a locked hatch within the wall, and then she gestures at it.
Here when you got here, did you put stuff?
The cavity was already there.
But not the door.
I don't know if there was a door or not, but it made for a convenient hiding place.
I'm gonna look around the room. Like she live here? Is this more cluttered, more lived in?
A bit more cluttered, yeah. There's an old bookshelf that is filled with old tomes and like.
Is the remainder of the ritual she was attempting to cast on the floor?
No, it looks like there is a large kind of fur rug that's covering most of the floor.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk on that. The fur rug. Not suspiciously, obviously, but I just walk in, sort of step on it.
Yeah. It's hard not to. Soft underfoot.
I'm pretty pro at traps. and hidden things. As I walk around, I feel with sort of the weight of my feet if there could be maybe a trapdoor under the rug or something like that.
Sure. Make me investigation check.
Like maybe if the stone floor changes to more of something that bends a little more. Investigation with my feet. That's a new one. 23.
Nice.
You don't find much, no. What you do find actually is on an edge, just poking out from the edge of the rug, is the stone looks like scorched and actually slightly melted.
Does it look like it was hidden at all, or is it just plainly visible?
There's sort of about 3 inches of it, like a little
Poking out.
spike of it poking out from under the edge.
Scorched and melted?
Hmm.
More of a single blast, or maybe more like little drops, like something dripped, or...
It's like from a blast, at the edge of a blast.
Is it angled at all, or perfectly circular?
It looks like there might be more under the rug. It's kind of the edge of the...
I'll just say on the earpiece.
The rug looks newer than
Ah.
other parts of the room.
On the earpiece, as I'm standing, I'm looking towards the safe, but I stand on the mark, and I just say, under my right foot, on the earpiece, I say, under my right foot, there's a scorch mark. It looks like something hit the floor, like almost like a fire bolt or something. And this rug is new.
I don't see any magic on the earpiece. I don't see any actually work.
She had transmutation on her, right?
Yeah.
The safe. And I would like to investigate it.
I'll look at it.
If it has what I was told, it's a very highly difficult lock to break on the door.
Actually, Angela, this is more your bag. Yeah, go ahead.
And I'd also enchanted it with arcane lock.
Actually, do you mind? I turn to Vigil. My friend here can do a detect magic thingy. Can you see if there's anything remaining in here or on the safe?
Of course. I'll pop the
Hope you have slots left.
fucking... I got slots left, yeah. I have detect magic prepped at all times.
How many times did you prepare it, though? Wait.
Vansian casting. Woohoo. Detect magic.
Okay. There's magic coming from the window.
To the wall.
No.
And... despite it, there's not much magical in here.
How about the window?
It looks like around the frame there's abjuration magic.
Okay.
Still transmutation on her?
Yeah.
I'll say on the earpiece, still transmutation on her. Window. And then audibly I'll say, the window frame.
Oh, alarm spell. Look at the
Yeah.
silver. How old is that?
Nice.
Maybe a perception check.
I know the spell.
Investigation.
Okay.
Oh no. You know it's there, but you're trying to determine how old the silver thread is, right?
Ah. You're 11.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's kind of thread inset in the wall.
Is it tarnished?
Well, not inset, but
Or shiny?
it is tarnished.
Yeah, let me have a look at the safe. I step up. Is it unlocked? Or is it locked? No, she is still
it
at
is
valuables. It's locked.
Yeah.
I'll inspect the outside. I mean, I guess I will honestly start looking at it. You know, I'm not
Yeah.
faking anything.
So maybe a intelligence thieves tools check.
Intelligence thieves tools. That would be the same as Dex Thieves tools, so I'm clicking this. I pull out my magical... Or no, I think my Thieves tools are not magical. Ugh, Enzo, I'm gonna heroic moment, because I
Okay.
don't use them often enough. Let's do a bit better. That's a bit better.
That's
Oh
lit-
my
literally
God.
Whoa! All
Nice.
right.
You unlock the dev kit.
Fuck it. You know what? Not only do you learn that one, this is indeed like money was spent on this lock. It would be one difficult to pick anyway, and even more difficult to pick without triggering the small kind of bell system. Like, if you don't, basically, if you weren't to beat the DC by more than 5, it would make a noise alerting anyone else in the room. So if someone did pick
Mechanical?
this,
Like mechanical bell system? not
mechanical,
magical.
yeah, mechanical.
And when you say lock, I'm guessing it's built in. It's not like a thing that hangs off.
Yeah, so the door has kind of been like attached to the stone, and the lock is kind of in that door. You also, I'm going to say, with 32, find the smallest, most delicate strand of hair, maybe about 2 centimeters of very fine, dark hair, trapped in the lock's mechanism.
Safe lock, mechanical alarm. Okay, I allow it as I work. Yeah, I think I could get this open. I think there's an alarm of sorts, not like a magical one. Like it's going to do a ringing thing if I open it, right?
I was led to believe there are ways to circumnavigate it, but it would require, I believe, a DC 20 check to open, and a DC 25 check to open without alerting
Triggering the alarm.
me. And I was sleeping there for the whole night, and she points
Okay.
at the bed about 10 feet away.
Well, it's quite fortunate I had my heroic moment to upgrade my 16 to a better roll.
Yes,
my God.
The tapestry
Staring directly into the camera.
the tapestry is also enchanted. It is a rug of smothering.
Okay.
It should have attacked anyone other than myself or Pixie.
How good of a trap would that be if she let us here and we all step onto the rug and it's just...
The tapestry on the wall.
Yeah, okay.
The rug is unfortunately mundane.
Well, I don't want to waste too much time and possibly break my pick. Can you get it open? Let's see what's inside. The outside seems, well, rather nondescript.
She gets out a key. And
Didn't you say you had arcane lock on that?
yes, which I believe would have raised the DC by 10.
So whoever broke in here obviously had access. Bell.
Oh, the arcane lock is gone.
Yes.
I see.
Not just disabled. Gone.
Well, I cast it every night.
I... Wasn't?
Yeah, the arcane lock lasted a while too.
Yeah, like it stays until it's dispelled, and dispel magic only temporarily disables it, I thought.
She casts it. Okay. It's until dispelled. So yeah, she would have cast it once and then left it.
Okay. But it was dispelled.
Yeah. Our originals detect magic would have seen it.
Right, so... That
That's still going, by the way.
Our thief is at least a third circle spellcaster.
Or is a scroll?
Or scroll.
The vigil.
Yeah.
You see, with your detect magic, you see lines of magic trace on her forehead, forming the sigil of an eye, and it kind of flares with divination magic.
Interesting. How does it stick around, or is it just gone?
No, it's still there.
Okay. She's got a spell active at the minute, divination. Rune on the forehead.
I turn around, but she opened it for me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can reach inside. There's not like another trap or something.
No. You can see it is empty.
Where was she looking when I turned around?
Towards Vigilance Arm.
She's using divination and looking at you two.
Okay.
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 That could be a well. No, it couldn't. Metagame. It couldn't be a true seeing because I think that's a 6th. Could be a detect thoughts. It could be a. Could be a lot of things.
Is that visible? That eye, is that visible?
It's visible with detect magic, I think.
But only
Visible with the
detect
magic, yeah. Can I, Owen, can I roll to see if she's looking at anything specific on my person? Perception or...
I seem to scan over you for a moment, and then she continues checking the room. Sauron. So, anything useful?
I reach inside the safe and I start. Well, first of all, is there like an obvious, space where the card was, like an empty spot or something, or?
The safe itself is empty.
Oh, so she cleared out all her money already?
Yeah, looks like it.
You moved all your. I guess it makes sense. If it was broken into once, you would have moved your stuff, huh?
Yes. Didn't feel quite as safe as I did a day ago.
Let's take a look, shall we? Ghostly gaze.
Okay. Her money is currently under the bed.
There's a bed in here. Okay.
Yeah, the bed's about 10 feet away, which is why she's somewhat shaken by the whole thing, because she was sleeping 10 feet away from the card when it was stolen.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the tower is solid above you. There's a room below that you pass by. It doesn't reveal much out of the ordinary.
Through beyond the safe, on the back of the safe.
Nothing.
Any other safes?
No, doesn't look like it.
What about that burn mark where the
under the rug?
Yeah.
There is. It's that weird thing of trying to think what could you see with ghostly gaze, kind of because you're seeing through the floor, but also would you see what's on the floor? There is what looks like a ritual circle.
I imagine it has an X-ray depth setting. I don't know if you've ever seen X-ray machines.
There is the remains of a chalk circle on the floor under the rug, and the scorch mark is about sort of a 10-foot by 5-foot mark.
Wow. That might actually be mundane. That might be her summoning the imp.
And it seems to have melted to the floor.
There's a circle, summoning circle probably under the rug. But honestly, that could just be her imp, how she summoned the imp. That's not even it's not the smoking crossbow, so to speak.
Hey, how long has Vixie been with you?
Years. Why?
It's always fun to talk to other. Simmer and I have a very different relationship, so I'm actually terribly experienced in.
Right. Well, he wasn't my first, but he's lasted longer than the others. So, gentlemen, is there anything you can tell me?
I'm fiddling. I've summoned my mage hand. I've turned around. I'm looking at the safe, and I'm sending my mage hand into the safe and making a show of tapping the, checking around for stuff. when I think she's distracted, I'm gonna send the mage hand to the front of the safe and I'm just gonna pluck that little dark hair and stash it in my pocket.
Nice.
Only a sleight of hand check.
Ooh, those favorite words.
And those favorite words, unless this is a 1. That would not be would be no
To be
bueno.
honest.
Uh,
Oh my
Holy
God.
crap!
Owen
Yeah.
doesn't notice you do it.
Yeah, what? So what are you doing?
I add 1 safe to my inventory. I stole the safe.
I was about to say, no, the whole spire just...
Just into my bag of holding.
You have
Yeah.
now gained Galdus Tower as an actual item.
It's like in Pillars. You when you disable the trap goes in your inventory.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's for whatever reason. Alright, I've got a hair. And you know what hairs can be used for very effectively? Scrying.
Oh yes.
Yeah, this is a tough one, I say. Have my mage hand finally expiring. So what do we know? It was dispelled, the arcane lock, and you were sleeping in here.
Yes.
So either they're very quiet, there are ways, like they could have had a silence spell.
Pass without a trace. A couple of wizards who tried to.
Could be. I mean, to be honest, I could probably do it without magic, but the spell I couldn't do.
So, magical, or at least armed with multiple scrolls, can cast silently, or near silently, and has at least access to 30 circle scrolls or spells, and very quiet. Which... And somehow knew that you and this card were here in this spire, and knew exactly where your card was and was in and out before you.
Yes.
About the size of it. Okay.
Yes.
Right, well.
Have we learned all of we can here now?
No. I'm gonna keep looking.
You mind if I look under this rug? Just... because.
There's nothing under there but an old ritual circle that I use on occasion.
Alright. Oop. Or shifts the rug gently. What's the ritual circle, Owen?
It looks like it has been done in chalk. Most of it has been wiped away.
Oh, no engravings in the stone or anything?
No.
Any remaining runes?
No. Looks like they've been...
Ridiculous.
you do reveal the whole kind of scorch mark, though.
Wow. Up in here.
An accident.
Spell backfire on you.
Yes, as much as I'm embarrassed to admit.
Ah, no shame in that. One time I blew up my entire bedroom trying to cast a firebolt. A while. So many curtains, my mom was so mad.
Hmm.
Is she lying? Like...
Make me a side check. I wouldn't know what it's like to have a mother to be mad at you.
Nice sometimes. Sucks to the... You alone then? Family?
Yeah, died young.
28.
Oh yeah, no, she lying. That wasn't an accident.
And the whole
Jesus.
part about her family?
That seemed genuine.
Lauren kind of stares at the explosion for a long couple of minutes. Well, seconds at least. Seems like minutes. Wow. It's been a hell of a spell. What are you trying to do?
Owen needs to think for a second. I was dabbling in evocation. I forgot the limiting formulae. It doesn't quite function as I expected under divination.
So you're using divination magic to try and cast an evocation spell?
No, no, but it's the only methodology I already know.
Wow. What spell was it? Or are you just fucking around?
I was cold. The tower has no heating to speak of or convenient fireplace.
Hey,
I
Sagrada. Good.
I was just going to describe what I'm looking at while this convo is happening, but I can wait till after.
What were you saying, sir?
Just gonna ask
Rude.
her what the
Being a bit unsubtle here.
not subtle.
You're practically wearing a "I'm suspicious of you" letters on your forehead.
Is there anything you can do to help me retrieve my stolen property here?
Yes, I am looking, in fact. When it comes to thievery, it's really me that does the heavy lifting, or the extra stealing, I suppose.
You just have them.
While this is happening, I have been looking. I would stand in the center of the room and look around, thinking, like, if I was gonna rob this place, how many entrances, ways to get in are there? Mundane.
3 windows.
The doors?
3 windows in the door.
Windows in the door. How high up is each window?
Each window is about 3 feet. The windowsills are sort of 3 feet off this floor, and you're about 3 stories up.
We're 3 stories up, 3 feet off the floor. Interesting.
Hell of a climb.
Yeah. And from what you saw of the outside wall, it is like smooth granite.
Well, that part's kind of trivial. That's a spider climb. I'll check the door for. That's gonna be hard to see, but I'll try to determine if the door was either forced or lockpicked or opened.
It does not look like it was forced.
And then I'll hop on the carpet, and I'll do a ring around at the 3 windows from the outside to see if any signs of them being either forced, maybe grappling hook in the windowsill, things like that.
Make me a investigation check.
Okay. 26.
Nice.
Doesn't appear to be. None of them appear forced. The third window around, I said, the sort of the northern window, has a single kind of black raven feather caught in the corner. But
Like the window jammed it?
no, it's on the outside.
On the outside. I'll also take that into my pocket.
Okay.
Raven. Like an actual raven.
It's a blackbird feather.
Right. But not, we're not talking giant magical bird or something.
No, the feather's about kind of 7 inches long.
Feather out here. Okay. Don't spook her off on the earpiece. Don't spook her off. I'll say I have some ideas and we need to investigate further. In the meantime, I found some stuff we can use to scry, and I think that'll solve us this riddle. It could actually be someone that's not her, or it could be her.
Over the earpiece. I don't think she.
I'm starting to suspect she's not either. Did she even cast when we were at the divination gate? Or did she just say, "This is my gate"?
Well, she walked through it, Nicklode, right?
She did walk through it in a gloat. And she has divination up right now.
Yes.
She can cast spells.
She might be one of you.
A warlock.
I mean, frankly, if she was, I feel like she'd just tell me. We don't tend to hide it that much from each other.
Maybe she has reason to.
Maybe a sorcerer?
Okay, let's find a reason to excuse ourselves, not too subtly, but in the next 10-20 minutes, and then we'll scry back from our rooms at the that inn.
We could just say that, like, think we've got everything we're going to get from visiting. Like,
Yeah.
we have no reason to be so delayed in our expedition. We can just leave.
Here, I've got it. I fly back in to the room. Well, I had a look at the windows. Not much out there. If they were forced or opened, I didn't see it, and I looked pretty carefully. So unfortunately, besides what we learned in here about the dispel, I don't have much physical evidence. However, I have been, as soon as I entered town, putting out feelers for some connections. And if there is a big thief in town, I think I might be able to find them this way.
Well, you know where to find me.
I will definitely contact you. I should mention we're leaving in a few days, but I am very curious about this and I do want to help you.
Well, thank you.
I'll do well, everything I can.
Good
It
here.
is greatly appreciated. I should show you out, I suppose.
Yeah.
Right.
Kinda late, yeah. But do you mind if we stop by tomorrow?
As long as you use the door.
Use the door.
If I'm out, Vixie will answer.
Start yelling obscenities at us?
I'll make sure he's nice. Sorry, I grow wary. I shall show you to the door.
Yeah, no kidding. Problem. Whatever the words are. I'm gonna stoop down and tap.
Okay.
Laces have been loose for probably since the cave.
Okay.
Your shoes have laces?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna step out with Enzo if he's leaving.
I wait at the door, but if Soren's tying his shoe, then I turn around for a second.
Soren, what are you actually doing?
So I had a shiny spherical rock, which was a gift from the Quicklings that I've been carrying since episode like 20,
Okay.
and I was just gonna leave it on the floor next, like right underneath her bed.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh god!
Boy.
Come on, Sasmir, you're a flip wizard. You've got dex.
Probably not. I'm actually gonna use a rock.
Heroically toss that rock.
I would be more setting it down, but or looking like I'm dropping it, but sure. It came out of my boots or something. 22.
That's better.
Yeah, you're pretty sure you've managed to nestle it behind the leg of the bed.
Nice.
Okay, and I'll get up, brush myself off, wander for the door. Nice to meet you.
And you too.
I don't think you mean that, but it's okay. It's just walk down the stairs.
I'm a wizard. I'm sure you understand. I just tire of people quickly. It's nothing personal.
Ah, I get that. I'm also super annoying, so.
Well, good night.
Bye.
Turns and picks up a manuscript that was on the side of the bed that she looked like she was reading.
We leave.
We leave.
Vixie
Yep.
shows you right.
Oh, Vixie shows us out.
You catch him in the kitchen scrubbing a pot and singing to himself.
How's being Socrates Sorvant, Vixie?
Ah! Ah! Very good, sir.
I'll switch to Infernal. Do you speak this tongue?
Oh, yes.
Oh my god.
How long you've been doing this? Is this a lifetime contract? I don't know how these work.
I have been with her for some time. Years.
Do you get anything in return?
Yes.
Well, I won't pry further. Just curious. And it's all you. There's no other servants. You must have a lot of work on your plate.
Indeed.
Well,
It is challenging for one as small as I.
I would be very interested in seeing that kitchen layout. You must have a very small stove.
It is, alas, constructed for the size of a regular mortal.
Flutter on those wings, I guess.
Indeed.
Well, it was some impressive cooking, I say, as we finally probably reach the outside. And
Thank you. And good day.
good night.
Bye.
Turns as you kind of pass through the curtain door. You just hear in his croaky, common impish voice of
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
It
god, I
keeps
wish
going.
my hearing wasn't this good.
He doesn't stop.
Good. Just love singing. Yeah.
Okay.
Good night, or as they say in Infernal, Guten Nacht.
German's infernal now.
Plus it's German.
Okay.
Expect ein kleines bisschen Deutsch.
I just got
Jesus
the
Christ.
old Faulty Towers sketch just came to mind. Yeah, okay, you're outside the spire.
Hey, Rune.
Yo.
Hey, Owen, can I fucking unattune from this? Can I unattune from my ring of mind?
Yeah, I was expecting you to do it
But
when I said it was going to be a short rest over dinner.
I've had no occasion, so I'm just gonna
Fair.
do that now because I
Okay,
want
well, let's
to
say
know what the
that
fucking
happened.
axe does.
So,
God.
the axe
Oh.
is called Rahima.
Oh.
It is an awakened
Okay.
hand axe.
Because you
Requiring
needed a
achievement.
slot.
This curving chromium axe holds a mirror-like finish from head to handle. Delicate leather wraps around the handle, whilst the double-edged head holds a razor-sharp edge. This item has been awakened, and the spirit inside brought to consciousness and bound within the weapon's form. Rahima, the awakened spirit, is as keen to fly as their edge is sharp, and the axe all but leaps to your hand at a moment's thought. Whilst attuned to Rahima, you gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magical weapon, and deal 1d8 slashing damage instead of the regular 1d6. You also gain the following benefits. You can draw Rahima for free without requiring the use of your free object interaction.
Okay. It's a freer action.
Well, you get one object interaction
Sure.
as your movement, so it means that Vigil could potentially stow a weapon and then get Rahima.
Or like draw the axe and the shield or something.
Unfortunately, a shield is an action to
Oh, right.
redeem. Immediately after you make a ranged attack with Rahima, she flies back to your hand. And on a critical hit, you may immediately make on a critical ranged attack hit, I should say, you immediately make an additional ranged attack on another creature within 10 feet of the creature initially hit.
What's the base weapon?
It's a hand axe.
Can you move your
But
mic a bit?
it-
Lucy? It's like whistling.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, it's a hand axe that does 1d8 damage.
Hand axe. But it can
Yeah.
be thrown because it's a hand axe.
Yes.
And it comes back to you. So
Oh.
it's like a hand axe of returning +1.
Yes.
But
And if you
awakened.
score a critical hit on a ranged attack, it kind of boomerangs into another target
Then it still comes back to you.
and still comes back.
Hand axes are 20-60. That's not bad.
Um,
Oh yeah, what is the throwing range? Is it still 2060?
it's 2060, but essentially 60 because you do not get disadvantage at long range either.
Ooh,
Oh, so it's just flat 60.
jeez. That's pretty good. You got a... Doesn't that basically give Vigil 60-foot reach?
Yeah?
Uh,
I guess
Yeah.
it's a
It's a
ranged
D-
attack, so...
it's a ranged
D8
attack.
plus
so
4. Yeah,
yeah.
pretty good.
Aren't thrown range and 5e strength, though?
I think they are.
Yeah.
I think hand axe are.
So how does it functionally differ from a melee attack?
Vigil is a paladin and cannot smite on the
Ah.
front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good to be throwing at 60, no disadvantage. Alright. Yeah, I guess if you're throwing for what, like a D8 plus 4, that's not gonna
So it's
break the game.
1d8 plus strength plus 1. And it's a
Yeah.
plus 1 magic weapon. Alright.
Put a keen
It's
rune
plus
on that
10 to hit.
baby.
Ah, Rahima. There it is. Neat.
Neat.
Multi-class to fighter, level 3. Which one is it? I guess the 19 to 20 crit range.
Champion.
Brute.
Yeah, that
Where's
one.
Brute?
There is no brute.
Whichever one.
I think there's a brute.
I thought there was.
Unless brute is in clashes or something.
I think brute's in the PHP, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe we're all
Oh.
tripping.
Champion,
Oh, UA.
Battlemaster, and Eldritch Knight.
Brute is UA.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
Hey. Wow, that's cool.
Eh. That is cool. Rahima,
It's neat.
D8.
Yeah.
It's chromium.
It is listed in my inventory and I have attuned to it.
And that's a
Oh,
magic
and-
weapon as well.
Even when it does bounce, it bounces only within 10 feet, which is actually pretty limited. I feel like you'll often crit something on the ranged and have no second target.
But if you do, and
If you
there's
do.
2 creatures, and you crit again, that shit
Oh.
can change.
Keeps going.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I thought
I got
about the
real
math,
lucky.
and I'm like, look, if Vigil crits twice in a row,
Yeah.
why would I not let it hit an extra target twice? Like, that's
Well, yeah.
just...
Well, now all we have to do is go back to the people who've got my fucking frostbrand and hope they can shove that in the fucking big sword as well. And then I'll be.
Melt them down. Alright, as we leave the building, I'm like, walk and talk.
Oh, that was spooky. Over the
That was
earpiece.
weird.
Yep.
Soren, you need to learn how to play it a little cooler sometimes. Sometimes you just like ask the blunt questions that you should just think in situations like that.
Well, that's true, actually. But I did manage to put a stone under her bed. Fine. Something I've been carrying with me for a while.
Oh shit.
Well, I was tying up my shoes. They were untied, to be fair.
Huh.
But, yeah. Remember we had that amulet? And I got swapped for a rock? I left the rock with her.
No, but you left the rock with her. I see the idea. I didn't see it, so hopefully that means she didn't see it.
It was pretty sneaky.
Good.
Could have just left Glimmer there. He is invisible. But I'm pretty certain she can actually see him. So-
Speaking of pretty sneaky, I'm somewhat impressed I found this, frankly. Stuck in the lock. It's in my pocket right now. We're having. We say this 30,000 times a session. This is all over the earpiece.
Yep.
Just in case we're being scryed on, we do mental communication.
It's a very quiet group.
Right. I mean, sometimes we talk out loud, but if it's things that need to be super secretive, like this. Stuck within that lock, there was a hair. It was like torn off, single strand of dark hair. Can I tell if it was curly or straight from the hair?
Look straight.
Straight, dark hair.
Do you think that's from the thief?
It's got to be.
Or it's
And
hers?
well, if it's hers, then she's the thief. I guess. It's possible that it's just her hair that got trapped because she opens the safe sometimes.
Yeah. Do you know,
Well,
I debated actually busting out the scroll of anti-magic field I've got.
save that for something a little more important, I think.
Yeah, and it's centered on me, so I can't cast magic in it. Actually, I should probably give it to one of you, frankly, because a wizard without spells is pretty useless.
I don't think either of us can do anything with it, though.
Guess I'll copy it down someday.
Technically, I don't know how that works. I forget 5e scroll rules. Okay. Here's the thought that I had. Scry using this strand of hair, when you have a body part, I mean, quote unquote, it's much more effective, right?
Yeah.
If it hits her, then we don't really know, because it could just be like she's the legitimate owner, like the room you're sleeping is going to have some of your hair in it.
Or it could be the lockmaker.
Right. But if it's someone else, that's a pretty definitive lead.
Provided they don't have any anti-scrying stuff on them, which they might.
Also, if it's her, she doesn't have black hair, so it kind of reveals something too.
But, I mean, yeah, it could be she just has a glamour spell because she's vain.
It wasn't glamour, because it's transmutation.
Well,
It's a
alter
little
self.
different. You said alter self only lasted an hour. We were with her for several.
Yeah. She's...
There's always like custom magic items and stuff, but
hang on, just out of curiosity. Ages ago. Vigil, when you look at me, I don't glow, right?
What?
We had a conversation about this literally 6 months ago, but it's fine.
I could find out right now.
Well, you looked at me. I mean,
Sauron did not glow.
No, I don't think so. No.
I think if magic was that residual, everything in the world would glow.
Cast detect magic.
so it's an active spell, or
Presumably.
Yeah. It's an
so
active
magic
spell.
item, active spell, something. I mean, you can take lower level spells and cast them.
Cast
Powerful,
them.
lasting. Maybe what she's doing.
It could be.
But,
And she did cast actual divination magic. I think, like, you said she might not be a wizard. Yes, but she's some sort of spellcaster.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking maybe a sorcerer, or like maybe even a cleric. But
I mean, if somebody that's just faking their wizard credentials because they're a sorcerer, that's not a big deal.
I mean, Kriv did that, so.
Yeah, I did that before you met me.
Oh, fair enough.
At this point, you've kind of found your way back to the inn.
Right, well. I didn't take scrying today, but I can tomorrow. Like,
I've got the orb.
yeah. I have a little more force behind it, I think, but I can't cast detect thoughts out of it.
I'll do it today. Oh, by the way, also, I pull out from my pocket the feather. This was I lied when I said there was nothing on the windowsill. This was on the windowsill, on the third window. That's a raven, I'm guessing? You know birds better.
I take the feather. The raven feather? Blackbird?
Yeah,
Something.
looks like it.
It doesn't glitter like glimmers does, right?
No.
Yeah, mundane feather.
It's a corvid.
I'm gonna flip it around and look at the end. It's not like a quill or anything, it's like an actual feather off of a bird.
It's a feather.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not like anything? Bird.
Well, I guess it smells birdy. Yeah, slightly like. It doesn't smell clean. It smells of bird.
Right. A kenku wearing perfume would smell different than a crow on a
Yeah.
windowsill.
Well, I think they're different.
Yeah, I mean it smells like a crow.
Okay.
I guess I don't know.
So kind of like Glimmer when he's been dust bathing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can scry this feather too.
You're probably gonna get a bird, but okay.
But it was trapped in the window.
You ever flown into it? Never mind. Let's get back into our rooms and click on these two people.
Did you buy what she said about the circle and the scorch mark, by the way?
Absolutely not.
And that the rug was recent.
Yes.
And if the circle was from years ago from summoning her familiar.
No. Probably not. I think she's fucking around with something else.
So much.
Why is she lying so much? Like, really? That's what I want to know.
There's
We're
a
an
lot
unknown.
of-
We're an unknown. We are new in town. We're powerful. We have only tangentially agreed to solve her problem, and she's recently been robbed. Suspicions there, and all the reasons are as well.
About, like...
She doesn't know that.
I wouldn't trust us either, to be fair.
Exactly.
You're scary. You're shifty. I'm weird.
Soren, do you want to try the eye? And
Yeah.
I'll try speaking to those. I was actually kind of interrupted when you contacted me. To like meet with her. I was working on finding our thief. Funnily enough, I was going to do it as in like, look at me, I'm a rich adventurer. I need something stolen. I'll pay 1,000 gold. And I figured, if the thief is still in town, she'll turn up on that offer.
That's actually a really good idea.
Now, if Socrata is the thief, then she'll probably put two and two together, and she won't reveal herself.
Or if she's got some kind of transmutation magic or show up as something else. If you can be
While you're
anyone,
talking,
you
Vigil's
don't...
just sort of. Sorry, while you're talking, Vigil's just like. With the hand axe, just like it.
Just playing with
In the
There's
background.
a very quiet, kind of keening noise as the axe cut through the air.
Just drop it.
No,
Then I
turn to
called
my
him
hand.
Vigil 8 Toes.
Alright, I'll try the scrying. You
I'm
go
wearing
talk to
steel
people.
boots.
Yeah, that's my
I don't
idea.
know the axe curse. It's a sharp axe. So, what are you two doing?
Unattune to the eye. Let's Soren attune to the eye. I think we said that process takes 1 hour instead of 2, right? Because it was super
Goofy.
dumb.
Yes.
As in, like,
Yeah.
as Soren attunes to it, I also unattune to it. Yeah, so you do that. You can use your Channel Arcana to get a higher DC than me, and I will do some thief stuff.
I will also be putting the Lantern of Sea Invisibility down in the room. Just in case.
Does anyone have a spare attunement slot at the minute?
You
I
do.
imagine we don't. Because we're all fucking.
We're
Yeah.
level 14. It's been like 5 levels since I had a spirit slot.
All of mine are needed.
Alright,
Sorry.
same. Alright, fair enough. I guess I'll just keep the ring on me in case we need to change. In case we need it, in case we go back to somewhere where we need to hide our thoughts.
Wait. I just noticed, I think I'm attuned to 4 items. I think I was... Yeah, I think when I attuned to the Trident of Fish command, and I unattuned the eye, but then I would have unattuned the Trident once we left the water.
Did you leave that behind as well? Or did you actually pick it up again?
Soren,
Yeah.
there is a sensor about a foot above Enzo's head.
Aw, come on. You're being scryed on.
You shooting me?
Disappears.
Good thing we speak on...
On the earpiece, just about his habit. Yeah.
I mean, it could be...
Here.
It's pretty suspicious that it's right here. That the timing points to her.
It's the only diviner we know. Or it could be my mom being super nosy, but
Well, must send your mom and ask if it's her. Because if it is, that's...
sending. Hi,
Incredibly
Mom.
convenient timing.
Did you just cast Scrying on us? Out of curiosity, because you're the only person I know who might.
No?
Thanks! Love you, bye!
I can if you want me to.
Ah,
It's been a while since I've seen you.
you like? I'll make sure I don't resist. Doesn't sound right. Sure.
Mama Ashmere is observing the next 10 minutes.
I feel like... I don't know.
Oh god, Soren looks completely different again. He's got, like, all this gray. Poor guy. Alright.
I feel like a parent wouldn't randomly scry on their adult child, you know? Who knows what you might
True.
see.
That's true.
Exactly.
But
Fucking FSPs everywhere.
Hmm.
don't know what that means. Maybe
Okay.
I'm glad.
So, short rest is taken.
I attuned to the Eye of Memnor and de-attuned from... Oh, God.
It's temporary.
It's my Iron
Yeah.
Stone? No, that's a bad idea. How about the Memento Magic?
Just not a tune from the room. You're not going anywhere in the next hour, so
I really hope not, but yeah, the broom.
Okay.
Because the others are my Mantle of Spell Protection and the Spell Focus for a Treatise on Time, which is not something I want to de-attune from.
I dare say.
I'll settle in with the Scrying Orb and cast Scrying on the Feather and the Hair. With,
Use your channel.
yeah, both boosted by Channel Arcana, so that puts the DC to 20, I believe.
There's the big penalty for
Kidding.
the hair, right?
Oh yeah, we got the hair.
There you
It's a really good roll.
So you beat that with the hair. Body part lock of hair is a -10.
go. Oof.
Ouch.
Ooh, damn.
Technically, it's not a lock of hair, so if you wanted to say it's only like 4 or 5, Soren still wins with a 4 or 5.
Still enough. Yeah.
So, yeah, the hair first. It might just be a bird for the other one.
Okay. Your gaze is taken to a simple chamber, the floor strewn with cushions. A young woman, clad in dark clothes, lays curled up in those cushions. Humming to herself.
What she looked like? Human, elf?
Looks like a human. The ears are slightly pointed, but nowhere near to the extreme of a half elf or full blood elf. Focusing the eye. First looked like a dark blanket, or in fact a pair of raven black wings. Curled up around her.
How old is she?
Looks quite young. Maybe late teens, early 20s. And yeah, so she's kind of lying there curled up in the pillows, humming.
Wait, is that the imp melody? Or just you can only sing one melody?
It is the same song that the imp was humming.
What the fuck?
Ooh.
Excuse me?
It's an imp side job.
Imps, that's pretty good. That was a plot twist.
Is she in the room where we were? All the pillows and shit?
In the
Like in the weird donut shape?
Zerai.
No. In the where we had dinner with what's her name? Rana.
It does not look like that chamber.
But does it look like what's within that house? I mean, the walls would be...
The building looks better lit. And there doesn't look like there's any furniture. It's all cushions and blankets.
Right.
But it's hard to get much detail on. Let's look at squaring, 'cause I'm always never sure about how much.
Locate creature is 1,000 feet. Fourth. Wait, Vigil, do you have fourths?
Oh yeah, detect
No.
thoughts.
Rune, do you have locate creature?
Nope, just detect object. Locate object.
Same.
But I could ask the city where she is.
It's an option.
Detecting surface thoughts without imposing a check. She is wishing she could leave already, and she's just a bit nervous. She's sick of waiting.
Hiding out after a successful job.
Anything else around her? Just wings. Curled up in her wings in a pile of pillows. Is this an inn?
Kind of looks like an inn. It looks like there is another figure sleeping in the room, but it's hard to tell. The vision gets blurry beyond the person.
Human-sized or imp-sized?
Short but stout.
Halfling.
Taller
Halfling or
than a
dwarf?
halfling. Probably a dwarf. It's either halfling close up or a dwarf far away.
She's dwarf-sized with kind of almost half-elven ears, like a little slightly pointy.
No, this is another figure in the
Another
room.
figure.
Oh, another thing. My bad.
Alright. Hair, but we also have the feather. And the feather, does the feather we have look like from her wing?
It looks like her wings, yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We have a target. Also, I'll have only one day to find her.
Hold on, didn't we see another winged person?
You
Yeah,
did.
with the Zerai. Yeah, but it's not the same person. She had like, white wings.
An angel and angelic wings.
They were described as angel-like, but you recall she was a young woman in dark clothes with dark hair and wings.
Is it the same person?
Looks like the same person. Or the relative, maybe.
So she.
Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah,
Wishing
maybe
she could leave already. Holy shit.
Oh, because I mean, if she's a sick-ass powerful thief, maybe she would be the type of person to seek out this journey. To the house.
Was she singing
We also
the
don't
same
know why
melody?
she's still there yet.
She was singing in the house. We were there. She was singing a song. Is it the same song? Sound similar?
Well, the imp was singing in the house, right?
The imp was singing in the house, but the angelic creature, looking creature, in
Make
the
me
Zerai.
just make me an
Performance.
intelligence check.
Sure.
Um,
I'm wizard. 18.
okay, yeah, your recollection is strong enough that you're pretty sure she was humming the same or singing this tune, and you recall it being quite. It was quite enthralling and well performed.
Everyone's singing. Is this just like the Billboard Top 100 Hot Bard song of the day, or?
Apparently so.
Oh, I have a dumb. I'm gonna look at the room we're in, the room we're in. Is it similar to the room she's in?
Not overly similar.
No, but it could
Your
be
room
the
has
same.
your room has beds.
Okay, and hers has pillows.
But that's an interesting thought, though, because we were told by the people to stay here. If she also went there, she might have also been told to stay here. She could be in our building. I mean, it's the worst room because I ordered the fanciest, most expensive room. Maybe some of the other ones are just different.
Oh,
When did our
interesting.
ghostly gaze recharge?
Short rest. You want me to
You could
Yeah.
find out. You could
stand in
literally
the
find
center,
out.
check
Yeah.
every room? It's only 30 feet, but I could
block the hallway.
I mean, does it
True.
look like a ground floor room?
So there was like a common room where you can essentially stay for a few coppers, which is just a big room that you can set up your bedroll in. And then a few better rooms upstairs.
I could probably run through the building in a minute with ghostly gaze and spy on just about every room. Invasion of privacy.
I think you might have to make a wisdom save at the end to forget what you see.
If you want to do that, you might be in this building.
Okay. I just left, but you know what? Fuck it. This is more important.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's
I'll be
the
back.
same goal, you know?
Yeah, it's. I don't know why I'd ask around for where she is if we know where she is. Fuck it.
Okay. You run through the building.
Yeah.
Bunch of folks up to a bunch of things in their rooms. Does not appear to be in the building.
Okay, guys, we'll just do every building in town one at a time, short
Okay.
resting between uses, and eventually we'll find her.
Well, the good thing is, though, is that we've got this all. We have one of her feathers. And she was
Yeah.
going with the Zerai, so
Well,
we'll see you tomorrow.
assuming.
No, Didn't we ask who else was going, and they said they only take 4 or whatever. 6.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty definitive if we also saw a winged woman who looked kind of similar and was humming the same. Yeah, there's just too much stuff that.
Yeah.
Tremendous if that was a coincidence.
Or, you know, a sister.
I intentionally didn't ask. Like, I remember roleplay wise, I didn't ask who was going with us because I figured that was like supposed to be like a mysterious part of the journey. But now I really wish I had.
I think we literally did that, didn't we? Like, they said both of the Gift twins and another person, and then it was us 3 made 6.
Yeah. Like a 10 notes.
I might have been AFK for when you asked.
So there were
There was a halfling,
halfling,
a dwarf, and a siren.
A siren?
human with feathered wings.
Well, I shouldn't have said that, but that's what's written in my notes. Yes, a human with feathered wings.
Okay,
I don't
fair
know.
enough.
Apologies. That was my brain defaulted to reading what was on the page.
I do that a lot, yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, so the dwarf is next. One had a massive beard. And us makes 6.
I mean, if we really wanted to find out, I think it's reasonable we could go across the street and be like, hey, we want to become friends with some of the people going on the journey with us. Can you tell us where they're staying? We just want to meet them.
You're charming enough and subtle enough, I think you could ask.
I could pull that off, yeah.
Honestly, I kind of just want to talk to her. She looks really young.
Anybody that's a super skilled thief that can steal from the equivalent of Paul Meir, I want to talk to as well, yeah.
Interesting.
By the she might even have potentially good motives for stealing it from somebody. I mean, at the end of the day, we've had good motives for stealing things from people other than we wanted.
Oh,
So,
I hadn't, I guess, said this out loud, but I wasn't planning on turning her into.
well, no.
Oh
but
no.
I frankly, you know, I want to stay in the good graces of someone like Tarkus. I just can never remember this name. T guy.
It's the way he likes it.
Yeah, right. Holy shit! Maybe he has a Trackus. I was pretty close.
Track is
I-
fine.
I want someone like Trackus on my side, but I'm not his fucking pawn that's going to rat on other thieves. You know what I mean?
You're not just.
mm,
Yeah. If it's between her and Drakus, I'm taking her aside.
Having someone like her on our side really.
Who was the scry though? The scry must have been Socrata. Socrata's a bit suspicious here. But maybe if we find this girl, she can tell us about Socrata, because she stole from Socrata.
And why she.
Yeah, okay. It all points to her. I'm going to go across the street and see if I can just ask where she is.
Okay. You go across the street. You walk through the open, kind of curtained doorway to
There she
the right, and she is literally about 15 feet away, curled up in the
God.
pillows, sleeping.
All right. We spent a session
Wow,
looking for a
not
thief
creepy,
that was
dozing.
across the street.
Yep. Yeah, you walk into the room. She's not asleep, and as you enter, like a wing kind of comes down slightly, and you see her poke her head out. Her eyes kind of catch the light, sort of like a cat's, somewhat reflective.
Trying to remember if I have any. Just give me a second to look at my character sheet.
And she looks at you and says in a, and it is a like captivating voice, a beautiful voice. Looks at you. They're waiting in the back rooms if you're looking for the guides.
I was actually looking for, well, you know that we're going on the journey, and I think you are too, right?
Yes, the three of us here are all waiting.
I was looking for the three of you, really. I wanted to see if, you or anyone else wanted to. We just had dinner, but we're about to have some drinks. We're across the street at the tavern. If you wanted to join us, just get to know each other before, we're going to be traveling for a while.
I'd rather stay here if that's okay. I don't really like crowds.
We can get a private room. I can certainly pay for that.
Tanton might be more willing though, if you can wake him. She kind of nods at the dwarf, and I think Periwinkle's staying there as well.
Best name for fucking gnome.
Doesn't the gnome's name is Periwinkle?
Thank you though. And she kind of nestles back under her wing.
Does she look, or sound, based on the brief conversation we had, like super tired, or like more she just doesn't want to?
You just get the sense she doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't want to. She doesn't trust you. She doesn't seem scared. So much as just
Distrustful?
distrustful. She's happy. She's like comfortable where she is. Doesn't want to tip the boat, rock the boat.
You over there?
Yeah.
It might take something to have her trust you.
What's your idea?
Alright, hang on.
You already had an idea.
I had an idea, but it's gone.
Is
Fuck.
She, wait, is she over there? Like, did you talk to her?
Oh yeah, no. She's here. You can come across the street. I found her. She's a bit shy, and I asked her if she wanted to join us for drinks. She said no. I did invite everyone, so it's not creepy.
The Glimmer.
Yes.
Could you go be a cat and be charming? Everybody likes cats.
When have I not?
No, just go hang out with her. Go purr at her. You know how people are always like, oh, cats are all standoffish and it's real special if one sits on you and curls up on you and purrs and stuff. Can you go do that?
Sure, of course, yes.
Thank you.
Alright. I guess you tell me Glimmer's coming.
Yeah. I'm sending in the cat. Everybody likes the cat.
Fucking hell.
Meanwhile,
Enzo,
yes,
can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
I can.
Okay.
As from underneath the wings, her once hummed song becomes stronger. She begins to sing truly.
12.
12, okay.
I'm not all that wise.
The song is, well, you kind of stop listening to it. It's pleasant background noise, and you come under the effect. Enzo is under the effects of a charm person, enthralled by her song.
If anything, that makes me what I was gonna do even harder.
It's not a like mind control or anything. It's just
Sure.
like you are.
I really
You know,
like her.
she's has a wonderful voice, and she seems a little bit scared, and you want to keep her safe, protect her. Maybe she doesn't want anyone. Yeah, she just looks like she wants to be left alone, and you're like, hey, you know what? I get that.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's a good point. If you want to stay here, that's fine. You are coming to the house, right? You're on the journey with us.
Yeah, yes.
Well, we're across the street if you want to find us. If you want to drink out of your shell a little, but if you don't, I respect that. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Didn't trust the cat, I guess.
Yeah, as I walk out, the cat walks in.
Okay. She accepts Glimmer.
Okay. I imagine he will be as purring and charming as possible.
I'll have the secret weapon.
Does she do that thing where she like talks to him because people talk to animals and they won't talk to people?
Yeah, a little bit. So that. Who are you? Where are you supposed to be? Oh, you must be lost. Oh. That makes two of us. She ends up kind of like bringing him in under the wings and like just curling up and stroking.
Well,
Glimmer. To be honest, Glimmer straight up forgets anything you told him and is just enjoying being pampered.
I'll tell Glimmer to stick with her, just keep on her
Oh,
heels and stay with her.
Yes, sorry. Yep, nope, I was
You being nice to?
focusing on the mission. Well, it's just nice to be given attention. Ooh, once in a while.
Alright, I'll leave Glimmer with her.
Okay. I think we will leave it there
Wow.
for
Yeah.
this week. We have a week to deliberate what you want to do next, how you want to handle the discovery that
I'm...
the shadow was but a street away.
Oh yeah, that's right. She has the super original, the name The Shadow.
Donut steal.
It's her Xbox gamer tag.
The Shadow XX. XX
Yeah.
The Shadow XX.
Yeah, no.
Underscore.
Okay.
Two. I was gonna say like underscore 98, but I'm like, wait, no. Someone born in 1998 is like 23, 22 now.
Mm-hmm.
So
He's a zoomer.
Yeah. Also, I'm charmed for an hour, which is funny because Enzo would probably come back and just gush about like how nice this woman he met was. Not in a like crushing way, but just like,
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet her. Just didn't want
Yeah,
to be an
it's
asshole.
like- the charm effect in this case isn't like, oh my god, best friend. It is very much like, oh, she seems really sweet. I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to her.
Sure.
Hmm.
Yeah. spent all that time. Secreta was sus as fuck, though. Let's be real.
Yeah,
There was definitely more there than met the eye.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
I think Owen did pretty
Worried
good
about
at
it.
throwing us for a loop, though.
definitely.
Well, we wouldn't have found her if we hadn't talked to Sakrata.
Yeah,
You
Also-
would have. Well, you would have.
We would have
Journeyed
found her,
with
but
her.
we
Wait,
wouldn't have found her. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
took some clutch rolls at key times. Because I had to find that hair, and then you had to succeed on the scrying check on her.
Yeah.
And the feather would have helped too, but still.
Yes, perhaps unsuspectingly, the feather would have also been perhaps an even stronger connection.
Yeah.
Bird lady.
Have to say, it was a fun moment as a DM when last session you got there. I'm describing the people, and I'm like,
She's in the room!
So, okay, bye, people. Let's go find our thief.
The thief is coming from inside the house. That's pretty good. Well done,
Yeah.
Owen. Good job on a good session 80.
Yeah.
Enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
Damn, 20 away from the big 100.
Yeah, what are we gonna do for that?
TPK.
Play a game.
We're gonna switch characters permanently. I will now be Vigil.
No, you won't. Never.
Okay, fine.
Play Enzo poorly.
We're gonna bring back the
You'll
session
be-
0 party.
Oh god!
I would play Shing, but Shing is probably in a very bad way at the minute.
Yeah, they're probably dead.
Well, Xing, outside of. Oh, I forget his name. Anton's character.
Elijah.
Elijah,
Elijah. that
Elijah,
was it.
yeah.
the other E.
I knew it was E. I feel like, other than. I feel like Xing's the most likely to not be ganked.
Not be dead. Yeah, Shing
Juniper
is still combat verb.
super
Yeah,
dead.
Xing was the most professional.
Mercenary links and everything.
Good verb.
Yeah.
Good verb.
Yeah,
Has
we'll leave
headbutt
it-
mechanics.
Yep, that's us. So we'll probably be back next week. Depending on game schedules and production schedules. Now 2 of us are super busy. And the other 2 of
Yeah.
us are also busy. So
I had a big deadline. It was over. And of course, like all deadlines, the first thing to happen is, right, okay, well, the next deadline. I was like, oh,
please give me a day.
it's fine. We're
Right,
at the fun
that's
bit now.
We will see you guys next week for session 81. Talking to this lovely bird lady. And take care of each other. Wear your mask, wash your hands. God, please go get vaccinated if you can. Want to go outside again, please.
Yeah, I think next week we'll start off with the conversation with the siren, and maybe a day or 2 of potentially downtime in 10 gates
Fun.
until
Next week,
either you leave or some other event occurs.
next week, same time as this week. So if you're in Europe, 1 hour earlier, but then
Okay.
it fixes itself.
That's us. Be good. Have a good week. Bye.
Later.
Bye bye.